What's up, everybody? Welcome back to 2nd Street Marvel. I hope you're all having a very good day, and welcome to the morning movie chat here on this Friday. Whew, and what a week it has been. You know, it seems like so much has happened since we last talked, since I last did a live stream here. It's been, I don't know, kind of a crazy week. Now, part of the reason I haven't pretty much streamed all week is just had some uh, I guess you could say personal issues that I had to deal with here on Tuesdays. You guys know I don't normally go live on Tuesdays. I go to the local comic book shop and help them get ready for new comic book day. We bag and board all the comic books. We get them ready, all the pull lists fulfilled for all the customers and things like that. But regardless, I had some things that I had to take care of this week. I got those all taken care of. Needless to say, so far it was, I wouldn't say it was all for nothing, because things are always left best. You know what? You should always listen to your body and trust your instincts. No matter what they are, no matter how ill-conceived they may be, no matter how crazy you might think you might be. But regardless, I hope you're all having a very good day. I hope you're all having a very good week, considering, I guess we could say, the unrest going on across the country. But we're not here to talk about that necessarily. I mean, only insofar as to how it pertains to some of the things that we, as fans out here in fandom, enjoying all these nerdy things, kind of relates to that. We'll get into that in just a second. One of the things I did want to talk about this morning was on Wednesday. I actually went out to, you guys know I frequent my favorite local comic book shop, Bases Cards and Comics, right here in Lancaster, California. That is right. I am there, like I said, every Tuesday, helping them get ready for the pull list and everything. Well, Wednesday, I went to the other comic book shop that is up the street. There's one that's, I don't know, 3 blocks away, if that even. And so I went there. I hadn't been there in a while. I wasn't looking for anything in particular. I was like, I just haven't been here in a while. Let me go in here and check it out. And I walked in there, and I knew they had moved from the last time I had seen them as well. Their facility had moved a couple of doors down. It was in the same place, but I went in there and I checked it out. I was like, wow. I walked in. I'm like, man, this place looks pretty. It looks different. And as I was there, kind of shopping around the store, I heard other people there talking and everything. And turns out it's under new ownership. And so as I was like, oh, okay. I kind of just heard the guy talking with some other customers. I was like, okay, cool. So what I decided to do, I was like, okay, new owner, I'll get some stuff while I'm here, help support him. I heard him kind of talking about it. And so when I got up to the register, I was sitting there and I was talking to the guy. I was like, oh, so the new owner, huh? I was like, didn't know. He's like, yeah, I took it over about, oh man, what did he say? About 9-10 months ago, which was he took over this business at the very end of March, which was, when things started to go into lockdown here in Southern California, when a lot of those first things were going on. So I was like, oh man, I was like, dude, that's a rough time to get into business, man. I totally know how you feel. I run a business myself. I had just purchased a new vehicle for my business when all of this started up, and he's like, oh man, he's like, yeah, it's rough, and I was just kind of talking to him about that. And while I was there, I went ahead and I picked up a few things. Just like I said, had a nice little chat with him. I was like, I'll do what I can to support him, and plus comic book shop. I'm not one of those people who's like in big competition. Like I'm not gonna sit there and be like, oh, Bases Cards and Comics way better than you guys. I'm totally not that way. I'm really the non-factional type in that sense. In case you guys don't know, I'm a cyclist as well, and we go out on these bike rides. And well, here in town, there used to be three bike shops. Well, one of them closed down. Then there was only 2. Now the 2 that are left, the owner of the one of them used to work at the other shop, not the one that had closed, but the one that's still there. This place is like a huge place. Well, anyway, they kind of the 2 owners at some point have some division between them, and it's a weird thing. It's a weird thing, and it's something I never like. I ride with these guys. I buy my bikes from these guys. I don't really care, but I was in there in the shop and I was telling him, I was like, oh yeah, I was like, yeah, I'm always down the street, you know, with the guys over at Bases with Rob and them guys. But hey, man, cool. I'm more than happy to get in here and support you. So while I was there, I picked up a few. I picked up a few goodies, and man, I'm telling you, I was so happy to pick these up. I'm the first one I want to show you guys is this right here. I picked up this I Walk with Monsters issue #1. This is a oh man, what is this one? It's not even the one per store variant. This I think this one is just it's I don't know 1 in 10 maybe 1 in 10 variant something like that. So you know it wasn't it cost a little bit more than the cover price, but this book right here, guys, is one of my favorite comic books coming out of last year. It's only got 2 issues in so far, but I'm actually still looking for it. If you guys are out there in your local comic book shops and you come across this same book, you won't be able to tell that it's the same book, but if you come across the same book, I'm looking for the one per shop copy. It is this same thing minus all of this. It's basically what they call a virgin variant. So if you're in your local comic book shop and you can get a hold of that virgin variant for me, it's the one per store copy. Please get a hold of it. Get a hold of me. Let's do some business. Because I still want to, I'm telling you, I love this comic book. It's great. It's very, very good. The other thing I bought was this one right here, the Autumnal. This was issue #1. This is one on one of those. Oh, look at that! I just revealed to you guys on my background there. I better make it where the lights can't see, where you can see what's going on behind the camera. But no, this is the you can see like this metallic variant here. You see how shiny it is. Pretty badass. I went ahead and I picked this up. I didn't see this one. I don't remember seeing this one at my regular LCS when it came out and everything. But I seen this there. I was like, hey, I'm going to pick that one up too, man. Because for one, I love Vault Comics. 2, these are both on their Nightfall line. 3, the Autumnal is a good read. 4, I Walk with Monsters is fantastic. I'm telling you, the story going on here in this book is one I absolutely love. Part of the same reason that Black Widow No Restraints Play got pushed to the top of my favorite books by Marvel. Now, the other thing I picked up while I was there, in case you guys haven't paid attention over this last year, another one of my favorite publishers coming out of 2020 has been AWA Upshot. And they released a whole bunch of titles over this last year, and nothing but good quality stuff. And while I was there, I also picked up this right here on AWA Upshot. This is Red Border. This is the trade paperback of this as well. You know, I may end up doing some giveaways on some of these things right here. All the giveaways brought to you by the Myrtle Maniacs, the channel members. Shout outs to all the Myrtle Maniacs. And I also picked this up right here, which is Hotel. The trade paperback as well. Now, the nice thing about these trades that they are doing is, let me see. I'm not sure if it really shows on here. It does not show on here. It's crazy. It's weird. Is that these they only charge $9.99 for their trade paperbacks. Now, these two aren't too thick. Both of these stories were only 4-issue miniseries, where the rest of them have been 5 and 6 issues, and they are still only $9.99. I actually like the quality on these as well. The thickness on this trade is nice and thick, and the quality of the interior pages is really nice. Well put together books, worth every single penny, and 2 of my favorite titles coming out from the from AWA Upshot last year. Now, another thing I want to talk about before we get into the rest of the show here is I recently picked up this book for a friend that I've got to send off. But of course, you know, before I pick this thing up, like, I've got to read it, right? I got to read it. I mean, plus it looks so beautiful. This nice hardcover book, and this is the Sumerian Volume 1 on Ablaze Comics. I'm going to be doing a review on this book, but there's one thing I got to tell you, man. This book is excellent. I'm telling you, the person I bought this for is going to love it. Okay, now the art in this book, it's you know, I like it. I like it. I will say the one thing, though, the only downfall about this particular series is that a lot of times there's a lot of words in it. There's a lot of words. It gets wordy at times. But I've read some of the single issues in what's going to be in Volume 2, And it's a little harder to digest in single issue format. I got into this trade paperback and started reading this. Love it. Love it. I'm telling you, this book is great. If you get a chance to pick up one of these, the Sumerian on a Blaze Studios publishing, or Blaze, a Blaze publishing, pick this thing up. It's hardcover, and it's actually a really nice book. So I'm getting ready to send this off. I bought this for a friend. I'm getting ready to send this off in the mail, and you know what I did was I was like, man, as I was reading, I'm like, man, I can't, man, like, this book is too nice. I like this book. So I went ahead and I got a hold of the comic shop, and I told them, like, hey, can you order another copy of that for me? Because this book really good. If you get a chance to pick this one up, definitely go and do that. So the Sumerian Volume 1, and I'm telling you, okay, you know what? Let me start off here. Let me tell you how this whole story starts off. This whole Volume 1. This is something I loved. I'm gonna read to you guys really quick. I'm sorry, I apologize for this, but something I really enjoyed. I wanted to share with you guys here. This is Conan speaking, narrating. He says, I spent a considerable amount of time among you, your cities, however, your ways are always foreign to me. I was at the port city of Argos, looking for just a week, looking for a job, but wars being rare, I found nothing. Last night, in a tavern, a captain in the King's Guard attacked the sweetheart of a friend of mine. The latter ran him through, but it seems there is some cursed law against the killing of guards, so my friend and his girl ran away. Word spread that I had been in their company, so I was dragged to the court this morning. The judge asked me where they had gone. I replied that since he was a friend, I would never betray him. Instead of finding my position admirable, the judge became angry and gave me a big speech on how it was my duty to the state, society, and the other things I did not understand. The more he spoke, the more he screamed. I had clearly explained myself and pretended not to understand him. It made me angry. So I took out my sword and I cut off the head of this enraged judge. I then fought a bloody path to the exit of the court. I gotta tell you, I don't know, man. If you ask me, it sounds like Conan is definitely not into either party here. Is Conan a libertarian? I don't know, man. That seemed... Woo! I was pretty out there if you ask me. But anyway, guys, let's go ahead and get here into the live chats and say what's up to you all. Again, thank you all so much for being here today. Make sure that you smash that like button if you are here. And it's probably going to be a relatively short stream. I've got to get ready and everything to get out to work and all of this stuff. I already put in a good workout, guys. Make sure that you stay hydrated. Drink plenty of water. And look, it's not a single-use water bottle. It's a cup. You know what? It's actually a cup that I got from Cinemark. Because it's one of these, oh, yeah. Go home, Cinemark, you're drunk. Bring it back 2020. Or it says 2020, bring it back. How about no? I think we're already getting fed up with 2021. But anyway, I figured, you know, these things, you buy them and you get to refill them when you go to Cinemark. And you know what? I'm going to tell you. You guys got me this week, Cinemark. You got more this year. You got me in 2020. Hey, man. I didn't get to fill this thing up, but like twice this year. You owe me. You still owe me those 2 tickets, Cinemark. Don't think I forgot about that. Don't think I forgot. Stay hydrated. Okay, so let's see. Lord Veedo, my man, says hello there. He says, "What's good, Trinity? How are you doing? I hope the night shift is going well for you, man. I know you've been working nights. Hope all is well. Been missing you around the community, man. So I know you've been busy, probably, you know, working, getting home, exhausted, sleeping, and I seen maybe staying busy with your lady friends out there. Hey, all good, man. We got XR Coon in the building. How are you doing? Eric Heine says, let's have a community stream right now. You know, Eric, we may do that. We may do that on I don't want to say for sure, but sometime next week we'll do one. Maybe getting ready to get some people together and talk about and build up the hype for WandaVision coming next week. Can you imagine this time next week we will be talking about WandaVision, and man, oh man, what a great time that's going to be, right? Woo! All the things that have been coming out about it, all of those. Ooh, man, I can't wait. I can't wait. Let me know what your excitement is for WandaVision down in the comments below. XR Coon says, don't forget to like. Absolutely. Will Morgan, my man, what is up, my brother? How are you doing? He says, wait, 9:40 a.m. for Trinity? So at 12:40 p.m. What? 9:40. Did I put the chat? Did I put the wrong time on it? I may have put the wrong time on it. I didn't mean to. I didn't. Okay. It's mad early. Oh, yeah. It's just 7 o'clock right here now. Yeah. I usually wake up about 4:30 or 5 o'clock every morning anyway. So, yeah. It's early, but not too early for me. Let's see. We got Mike Porter, my favorite Porter. How are you doing, my man? What is up? Something happened. Something happened on the way to heaven. I'm not gonna start singing Phil Collins to you, but I should. I love Phil Collins. Great stuff. Can't even say my traditional greeting without getting edited anymore. I know, man. Like it's funny because some of them, like those, like when you put those in there, like I even noticed when I'm moderating on other channels that sometimes there will be stuff that comes up. I'm like, and it won't let me approve it. Like it won't let you approve it at all. Like you go to click it to approve, and it won't let you do it. Some of the messages like, okay, it's not that bad. It's a curse word. Jeez. Let's see. ReeferMan Reviews, how are you doing, my man? I hope all is well. Been catching some of your videos there, man. Been catching some of your videos. Caught your video on that The Resistance Reborn's new one-shot book that came out this week. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Hello, Will Morgan, says Mike Porter. Says, I don't know what you're talking about, Trinity. About as far as what? What? Oh, yeah, it was nothing major. Maybe I'll talk to you guys. Maybe I'll tell the Myrtle Maniacs about it later this weekend. Tim, thank you so much for being here. How are you doing? ReeferMan Reviews says Newberry Comics has a copy of that red border graphic novel for me. I told them literally I want everything AWA Upshot comes out with, and they asked how about the trades, and I said yes, absolutely, why not? Then you get your floppies, and you don't have to touch those, and you get the trades, but you get the trades, and like. That one I sent you, that one that you got in, I know the plot, volume 1. Like, was that not a beautiful book? It was such a beautiful book. Like, you look at it, you're like, I don't even want to open this thing to bend up the pages and do all that because it's such a beautiful book. Like that matte finish on it and just the way it's like, ooh, it's such a beautiful book. I had him order me in a copy too because I don't have the trade. There's 3 of us Myrtle Maniacs here. Yes. As a matter of fact, I was at the comic store last week and came home with COVID. Chronicles, that is. Oh man, you terrible way. You got me there for you almost did the same thing to me that I do to my friends on Facebook when I get on there, and I'll just get on there at random times of the year, and sometimes I try to do it multiple times a month. I'll be like, hey, it's my birthday, and then like because nobody knows my birthday, and like everybody's like, oh, happy birthday, I was actually gonna do a stream one time and be like, it's my birthday, and put up a whole, like thumbnail and everything, but I was like, nah, you know what, I don't want to do that because what's gonna happen is gonna piss people off because they're gonna come in, they're gonna be like, oh hey, happy birthday, sending in all kinds of super chats, and then I'm gonna do the same thing I do to my friends on Facebook, which is maybe a dick move, and I'm gonna in like another 3 weeks I'm gonna be like, hey, it's my birthday, and people are gonna be like, wait a minute, wasn't your birthday just like 3 weeks ago, you son of a bitch? Hey, maybe if I do that, I'll have to shut off super chats that day or something. Like, no super chats. Oh man, oh that's funny. I'm not sure if the Den is streaming today. I would guess so. He's been running on that Trinity schedule a few minutes late lately. But I don't know. Let's see. What's it say here? What's it say? Let's go into this. In this Discord server. I don't see anything yet. I don't see anything under announcements. So maybe just not yet. But I gotta tell you, did you check the Did you check the Thought Sauce last night? Did you check out the Thought Sauce? I thought it was a pretty good episode. Talk about a lot of stuff, just things that I've kind of think about and have thought about for a long while, you know. I'm not even really going to get into the wild and crazy 90s, let alone those 2000s that I went through. Mostly the 90s, though. The tail end there. Those last few years in the 90s. Ooh. Anyway, very good stuff, though. Very good stuff. So let's see. What else we got here? Oh man, what happened? It just skipped on me here. I'll be getting the Sumerian as well probably next week. Oh, okay, yeah. I'm telling you, it was a pretty good book. It was like, I think it's like 24, it was like $25. It's like $25 for that hard, but it's a hardcover and it's nice. And the thing about it is it's got pages in there from the original stories by Robert E. Howard in there as well. So you kind of get the book and this graphic novel at the same time. Great stuff. And you know, Conan is all about, it's all about his women, his queen, making love, making war. Yeah. Man, I'm telling you, I love that book. I love that book, dude. I thought it was great. Hotel is pretty bummed too. I read half of it, and half of it black and white though. Thank you to the books you sent me. So looking forward to reading the trade. Oh, I know, dude. It's good. One of my favorites. Did y'all see Marvel Legends on Disney Plus this morning? I didn't watch it yet. I do know that it dropped. I'll probably watch it sometime today. First 2 episodes, WandaVision is a recap in the MCU. They only run 6 or 7 minutes. What? 2 episodes. Wanda and Vision is a recap in the MCU. They only run 6 or 7 minutes. I was hoping longer, but they are still recaps. No new footage. Oh, for the series, the Legends Plus. Okay, I'll have to check that out. So it wasn't, they were just kind of recaps. It wasn't necessarily. All right. Wait. Are you saying that WandaVision, the first couple episodes are only 6 to 7 minutes? That's not what you're saying, are you? Huh? It was underwhelming. Mike Porter says, I'm going to check that out as soon as this is over, says ReeferMan. All right. Does coffee count when you're staying hydrated? Because water goes into making coffee, and I drink coffee all day long, like way too much. It does. The only thing is there are certain things that you still want to make sure that you're drinking water for. Certainly, because we could sit here and argue all day long. Technically, there's water and soda too. It's basically a trailer for an edit a fan could make on YouTube. Oh, dang. I hate it when they tell me that. Yeah. Chad, what is up, my man? How are you doing, chappy? Yes, Raccoon it was. I think it's teaching normies about these characters before the new series. Okay, nice. I'll have to do it. Coffee counts because it's made with water. Absolutely. But you should still just have some water by itself. Trinity, you got CCR stuck in my head for some reason. Right? I know. It was Walter Sobchak. Has the whole world gone crazy? And we'll get into that in just a minute. Thanks. I have 2 or 3 more videos coming this week for different books. All right. Good deal. One of the videos will be look at the High Republic in general based on a comic book. Okay, nice. Yeah, I didn't get to read the High Republic. A lot of people on the book itself I've heard mixed reviews. Some people are just speed readers, and the others I've heard just different thoughts on the High Republic comic book as well. Joking about not what happened this week because I'm trying to forget. Oh, I hear you, man. I'm not here. I hear you. Eric Heine says, did you watch Wonder Woman 1984? What did you think about the movie? Yes, I did watch it, and it was an okay movie. It wasn't great by any means. It was decent. If I had to put it on a scale and actually rate it, I would probably give it about a 6, maybe a 6.5 on a scale 1 to 10. Somewhere right there in the middle, not much better than that. I mean, it was a pretty decent movie. Had some cool stuff in it, had some bad stuff in it, had some stuff I'm like, I don't know. I don't think that movie was going to make the kind of money in the theater that they would have liked to have. Maybe not as much as the first one. I could be wrong about that, because I guarantee you that would have been a spectacle to see on the big screen. But there were just it was okay. It wasn't too bad. XR Coon says Wonder Woman is a rapist. That's what I think. You know, I think a lot of people are making a bigger deal about that than needs to be made. Like, I get it. I get what everyone is saying out there about all of these different kinds of things, but it's one of these kinds of things where, like, sometimes we make it about a little more than it's really about. Like, we're looking too deep into it. Like, look, I'm getting ready to be not safe for work here in a second, but it's a fucking movie, all right? It's not meant to be deep. It's not meant to, I mean, it can get deep, and it's got some deep things in it, but it's not like, I don't think you're supposed to look into all of that all of the time. I think sometimes we're trying to make something more than it is. And not to say that what happened there was nothing, but within the context of the movie and everything, I don't think it's something like to hyper focus on. The movie wasn't necessarily about that, yet at the same time, it was, right? Because that's kind of what Maxwell Lord was doing in the film, was about that. And, you know, maybe that's why, you know, they put that in there too, is maybe because the one person doesn't see the one thing that they did wrong, or they can see what the other person did wrong, a matter of perspectives. And that's something that a lot of us do. Like, oh, I can point out your inconsistencies easy. I can point out all your faults easy. But am I looking at mine? You know? I thought it was a very interesting movie. And like I said, I wouldn't look too much into that, but the movie was too long. It was just too long. Also, they could, but yeah. Could they really not give her a better flaw? I like the thought sauce last night. Yeah, it was a pretty good episode. It was a pretty good episode. Yeah. Will Morgan says, y'all have to send me thought sauce. I couldn't find it. Oh, it's on Twitch. It's on the Twitch. It's on the Tweeches. It's on the Tweeches. Or check on the Den of Nerds. Check on their it's there under their Twitch on the Den of Nerds server. And oh, I think they went live finally. I think it went live. I think I just got a one of those things. What do they call those? A notification. Yeah. But don't worry. They're still doing the intro music. He's still doing the intro music. It's already, I was waiting for Sunday for Attack on Titan. Nice. Star Wars Santa says, I made it. Thank you so much for being here, Santa. I started Attack on Titan. I hate reading and I don't know what to think of it. Oh, I hear you. Den is on. Yeah. Don't worry. They're still on the intro music. Legends. Okay. All right. Gotcha. I eventually figured that out. Thanks for reminding me to drink some water. Yeah, absolutely, Tim. Absolutely. If you want to read manga, it's fine. I never read it anyway. Just watch. Avoid spoilers this Sunday. This next episode is about to be cray. He didn't say cray. I said that. Isn't that what the kids say? Isn't that what the cool kids say? So many people compare Wonder Woman 84 to literally any other suit movie. I heard people say it's derivative of everything from Iron Man 2 to Batman Forever. Yeah, they, you know, and I get it. I mean, you know, you get influences, all these different things. I mean, you know, I heard a lot of people say when Man of Steel came out, a lot of people said, this movie right here, it's Dragon Ball Z. I'm like, I could see that comparison. I could see that. Henry Cavill is Goku. I don't think the guy has much charisma, but I think he might be able to pull it off. Although, because I think that's that Goku don't have a lot of charisma. He's just kind of I wouldn't say he's dumb. He's kind of a dullard, though. He's just a simple man. Yeah. But yes, and I was gonna say they are live. Yeah, absolutely. And I was gonna say I was gonna keep it a little bit short. Got started here a little bit later than I wanted to, but the one thing that I wanted to say here, and that's kind of the reason for the thumbnail and everything, is Market Zero. Oh man, that's funny. Would you look at that? there's, we can see out there, obviously, there's a lot of things going on out there in the world. Um, outside, maybe outside your front door, but here in America, a lot of unrest. And at this point, we can't even call it civil unrest. And the one thing I wanted to say is, I don't care how you feel about all of these things, all these things going on out there in the world, in this political sense. But one thing that people should always keep in mind, is you know what? There's a time to let your voice be heard and a time to speak out. There's nothing wrong with going and protesting peacefully, right? I don't think anybody has a problem with that. When things get out of hand is when things start to get like we've seen happen a couple of days ago at the Capitol, where it breaks into full-on riots. You got looting and things like that. Look, destruction of property is never a good thing. If you want to destroy somebody's property, destroy your own property. Anytime you do that to somebody else, you put yourself at risk. You put your hands on somebody else, you're putting yourself at risk to so many different things. I think a lot of people need to take a step back and breathe. Look at yourself and really think about what you're doing. Think about your actions. Think about your words and all of these kinds of things. Like I said, there's nothing wrong with keeping things civil. You can keep things with words. You don't have to always go out there and fight with fists, with rocks, with boulders, with fire. You don't have to do it. That's not to say that you shouldn't let your voice be heard. We all have a platform. You've got all these different things out there: Facebook, Instagram, here on YouTube. You got Twitter. All of these different things to get your thoughts and opinions out there. Now you could easily take a look at all of these different platforms and say all of these things are bad, and they really are, depending on how you take them in and absorb them. A lot of these things are made to manipulate you, and one of the things that is most important when it comes to these kinds of things is know thyself. You've got to know yourself. You've got to be comfortable with yourself before you can get on some of these platforms and have any kind of productive conversations and do anything really productive on these kinds of platforms. A lot of people we can see have been broken by these things of the social media and all these things, where if you're saying something I don't like, it's automatically time to block you. And that's not what you should do, because you should always want to hear others out. One thing I've said a lot here on the channel when it comes to these kinds of things is look, we all have our differences. Everybody, especially when it comes to the politics and stuff, everybody has their own views, and the same thing comes with when it comes into these fandoms. Like we see when it comes to Star Wars, the MCU, the DCEU, all of these different things. All these people have people in them, individuals in them, who like or dislike one thing and don't like another. And you know what? That's okay. There's some of us out there who like both, and that's okay. Now, the thing is you don't just shut one out, and you can if you want to, but the thing is through all of these things, like you guys know, I'm not a Tony Stark fan. I'm Team Cap. It's something where I'm already divided. We are already divided when it comes to these things. We're already divided by nature because of our uniqueness and our individual thoughts. Now, that being said, we are already divided in that way fundamentally. So all these things that keep us divided, these things aren't supposed to bring us together, or they're supposed to bring us together to talk about them things, not further divide us. They should bring you closer to those people around you that have those different thoughts, so you can speak on them and you can talk about them and discuss them. That's kind of like what the government is supposed to be doing when it comes to the laws, and all of those things out there that help run our world and our country, is coming together to find some mutual ground that all of us can, some sort of a compromise. And that's not to say that everything should have some sort of a compromise, but when it comes down to it, one thing that all of these things should do is bring us together to celebrate our individual differences, talk about them, discuss them, let it be known your thoughts, your feelings, how you feel, and be able to listen to somebody else's and realize that just because you're right, you got to think about your perception of what's going on as compared to somebody else's. You got to think about your perspective, your experiences, compared to somebody else's. An example I will give is a good friend of mine, a local business owner here in the area where I live at. We live in California. He is very conservative. He is a Republican. And a couple of years ago, a handful of years ago, he went on a cross-country trip across the United States. And one of the things he was talking about was like, man, it's so different. I went and visited some of my friends. We see all these things on TV and in the news about people, wanting to live off welfare, who need that government assistance and all of these different kinds of things. People who are more dependent on the government and these socialist programs, these socialistic programs that are out there to help people, like welfare and the assistance and these kinds of things like that. And he's like, man, it was kind of eye-opening seeing things from getting into their part of the country and seeing how it is compared to how it is here, which I thought was really crazy, coming not only from my friend and knowing that we live in California compared to where he was visiting out in the South and on the East Coast. Just talking about some of those things, how it's funny because a lot of people say, look at California and be like, oh, how liberal minded it is and all of these things, just these different things about California, and how there is a different mentality out here when it comes to those kinds of things. And at least in the area where we live at, it seems a little more, I would say it seems a little more red than blue, but that's this particular area. But he said, like, man, I kind of got a deeper understanding for how these people are living and why they would depend on it and need it a little bit more than we do out here, and he even said it's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy seeing just the difference in that culture and things like that. And I think that's something that a lot of people need to do, is maybe you don't even have to put yourself in somebody else's shoes. Just imagine, maybe go visit somewhere, go to another part of the country and visit. Go on vacation. These are things that we used to do when I was a kid. Go on vacation, see these different things, see the cultures, see the history, learn all of these different things. Maybe get some perspective on the other people have different thoughts and perspectives on. Maybe it's their background, where they live at. Maybe it's their actual familial background from their family and things like that. A lot of these things kind of play into stuff like that. But the biggest thing that you and everybody needs to have, we all need to have, is understanding. We need to come to a place of understanding. Understanding that not everybody's experiences are our experiences. Not everybody's thoughts and everything are ours either. And that's a good thing, and it should be celebrated. You are a unique individual with your unique thoughts. Now, that's not to say that everybody's thoughts and opinions are valid or that they're right. But sometimes just the mere fact of hearing somebody out and having that conversation in itself can be something very healing for a lot of people. But I think I've already kind of dropped enough of my little wisdoms here this morning, and that's what it comes down to. Am I the only one who gives a shit about the world? Market zero.